Hello and welcome to the Days of Yore. Today we'll be visiting St. Edward's Church here in Chelmsford. So I'd like to start off by saying that my sources today come largely from Opal Doyle's book on St. Edward's that was compiled for the centennial of the church in 1997. So let's begin. In October of 1896, construction was begun on the church. Plans began to be formed, and really one of the leading figures around these plans was Father Edward S. Murdoch of Renews at that time. And some viewers may remember Father Murdoch as being the priest most closely associated with the phenomenon of the Dungarvan Hooper. It was often featured at that time, and really the long time pastor at St. Bridget's in Renews, and oversaw the beginnings of the reconstruction of that church as well. So in June of 1897, the church was opened. Bishop James Rogers came here from Chatham in order to open the church, and it was made a mission of St. Bridget's Church in Renews. And of course, it was named after St. Edward the Confessor. And again, there were two wood stoves in the church, and the local population provided the wood in order to keep those stoves running and to heat the church all through the winter. A house and a barn were also constructed near the church so that Father Murdoch, when he was visiting, and priests subsequently, he could stay the night here if they needed to. Masses at that time were conducted weekly when they could be, but sometimes monthly as was necessary. Especially in the wintertime, it was very perilous. This Father Murdoch was known to at times have to cross the frozen southwest Miramichi River in order to come and minister to the people here in Chelmsford. So at this point, I'd like to move inside of the church in order to show you a little bit more of what is contained within, and tell you a little bit more about the history of some of the renovations done to the church. So here we are inside St. Edward's, and you can see again the altar and the interior of the structure. So 33 families composed the first congregation when the church opened in 1897, and a number of additions were made over the course of time that leads us to the present day. So in 1911, a bell was added here at St. Edward's. The funds were raised through door-to-door subscriptions, and also a number of dances that were, perhaps improbably, held at the local Orange Hall. So again, a bit of ecumenical community effort in order to get the funds needed for the installation of a bell here at St. Edward's. In 1950, the church was electrified for the first time, and throughout the reforms that were brought about as a result of the Second Vatican Council, the interior was changed a fair bit. And John Hayden oversaw a lot of the renovations to the altar and to the podium here as well. So in the 1970s, the wallboard that you can see here in the church which was added. The choir loft was closed off, and again, the ceiling also was lowered for the benefit of heating here in the building, in the church. In 1981, the entire building was moved back 20 feet from the road, and a basement was added. The next year, the vestry was removed, and a well was installed, as well as bathrooms. In 1989, St. Edward's became a mission of St. Patrick's Church in Nelson, and the two parishes, the two churches, have been linked in the same parish ever since. In 2017, they were joined by the Most Pure Heart of Mary Church, which in Barnaby River, the subject of what I hope will be a future episode of the Days of Yore, and the three formed Our Lady of Lourdes Parish as part of the Diocese of St. John. So I think we'll leave it there. St. Edward's Church, I guess kind of a hidden gem here in Chelmsford, a beautiful little church with quite a bit of history behind it as well. So if you're enjoying this content, please subscribe to the channel, consider liking these videos, and if you're able, and as you're able, do please have a look at the Patreon options for our monthly subscriptions below, and you can get access to some exclusive videos like these with historical presentations, a play, and a number of other interesting videos on the way this year. So, and of course, as and when you're able, please do visit us at the Beaubears Island Interpretive Center at 35 St. Patrick's Drive, and have a look at Beaubears Island. So Ken will be back next week with another episode of The Living Island. I will see you in 2 weeks, and who knows where I'll be by that time. So once again, I thank you for your time. I really enjoyed the opportunity to spend some time with you, talking about the history of the village of Nelson, the larger Nelson community, and Beaubears Island. For the Days of Yore, I've been Dr. Sean McCarthy. Thanks so much.